This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, today we are going to discuss about the EC2. Okay, so how to create instance. Okay, so how to launch instance. What are the things we have? So we'll try to understand. Fine. Can you see my screen? Are you able to see? Yeah. Fine. Fine. So first of all, so what is EC2? Okay. So EC2 means it's a kind of service. Okay. So Elastic Compute Cloud. So we the full form here is like yeah. So Elastic. What is Elastic basically? Elastic means in general. What is Elastic? Elastic means it's a stretchable, right? So compute. Compute means like so for example, if you want to buy any laptop, so what we consider first, what we will check. So we will check RAM, CPU, okay, and hard drive, these things, right? So means configuration. Okay, compute means configuration. Okay, so these compute resources are elastic. Okay, in cloud, these compute resources are elastic. Means we can increase the resources, we can decrease the resources. Okay, by single clicks. Okay, so these resources are elastic, and these resources are available in cloud. Got it right? So compute resources are elastic, and these resources are available in cloud. That is it. Okay, fine. So here our role is in as a DevOps engineer, our role is to create infrastructure and to maintain the infrastructure. To create infrastructure and maintain the infrastructure. As a DevOps engineer, we have to maintain the infrastructure, means servers. Okay, so we already discussed in demo session. So once the servers are moved from on-premises to cloud, okay, so whatever the servers we are using currently in on-premises, physical servers, once moved to cloud, so there will not be have any admin role. Admin role on okay. So in cloud, 80% of the work will be 80% of the resources and the network will be taken care by cloud vendor, AWS vendor, and the other 20% we have to take care. So we need to create infrastructure and we need to maintain the infrastructure. Okay, fine. So just open the console here. So today we'll try to understand how to create instance. Instance means server. Okay, how to create server in cloud and how to connect the server. We'll try to understand. Okay. Fine. So this is my console. So I'm logging. Yeah. So this is my AWS management console here. So if you want to launch any instance, okay, in cloud language, AWS language, we can call it as instance. Okay, so we don't call server here. Okay, instance. So click on EC2. First, we'll click on services. Once we log into the console, click on services. In compute, we have EC2. Okay, and running instances. Click on this running instances. Fine. So here it is showing launch instance. So click on launch instance. Fine. Yeah. So here these are like predefined AMIs. Okay. So already configured AMIs. AMI means Amazon Mission Image. Okay. Here we have 40 AMIs. Okay. 40 servers, 40 kind of servers. Okay. So these are the images. Okay. Using this image, we can create the server. Okay. So here we have 40 AMIs: Red Hat Enterprise Linux, SUSE Linux, Amazon Linux. Okay. Microsoft Windows 2019. Okay. So these are different versions, and 2016 also available here. 2016. Okay.
రామారావు గారు, అది మన రిక్వైర్మెంట్ బట్టి మనం సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలా సర్వర్స్?
Correct అండి, correct. Yeah. So as per our requirement, you can select the server. Okay. So and here Ubuntu servers we have. So Linux different versions. 2012 R2, Windows Server 2012 R2. So different versions, Ubuntu version. So these are the 40 AMIs. Okay. Amazon Mission Images. So image means that is one master copy. Okay. So image means one master copy. Using that master copy, we can create a number of servers. Okay. So for example, yeah. So if I select this Amazon Linux mission, okay, along with this mission, so whatever the features we have, what are the packages we have, we'll get the packages. Yeah, with the server we'll get the packages. So yeah. So for example, here if you select this, along with this SQL Server 2017 standard also available. Okay. So like this. So whatever server you select, with that whatever package is available, that will be available. Okay. Fine. So now what I will do, and one more thing. So these are the quick start AMIs. Okay, quick start, in quick start we have 40 AMIs. Okay, so my AMI means, so we have one concept called AMIs, Amazon Mission Images. When we discuss AMI, will discuss paper. So my AMI means I give you overview. So click here. So we can create our customized AMI. Okay, so we can prepare customized AMIs. So here one Dev server is there. This is customized AMI. Okay, so for example, in quick start they providing some AMI, their own AMIs. Okay, so we don't want that AMIs. So that we can create our customized AMIs like Windows, Red Hat Linux required. Okay, along with that we need some Git software, Jenkins, okay, and Ansible. That software we require. So we can prepare our own AMI using my AMIs. So we can select this. So whenever we are trying to create any server, so select this and create instances. Same copy. Okay. So AMI one topic is there. In next class we'll discuss. Okay. And next one is AWS Marketplace. What it is. Okay. So in QuickStart we don't have CentOS servers. Okay. So in QuickStart we don't have CentOS. So if you want to have CentOS or any other servers, okay, so you need to go to Marketplace. In QuickStart we have 40 AMS, right? In that some servers are not there. If you want the servers, okay, you need to go to AWS Marketplace and you can search here CentOS. Enter. Fine. So these are the versions, CentOS versions 7, 6, okay, 8 different versions. So whatever the AMS are not available in QuickStart, those we can search from Marketplace, AWS Marketplace. Okay, here we can search. Fine. So community AMS, these are the government related. Okay, so community related AMS. Okay, we don't use this. Fine. Now go to QuickStart. Launch instance. QuickStart. Okay, by default we'll go to QuickStart. So here we have 40 AMS. Now I create one instance using AMI. So I select this Amazon Linux. Okay, select. So while selecting, we need to check whether it is free tier eligible or not. Okay, so this is free tier eligible. This is also free tier eligible. Okay, so here if you get free tier eligible, there will not be any. There is no charges here. Okay. So some servers will not have free tier eligible. See here, 2019, there is no free tier. Okay, so some servers we don't have. Yeah, Ubuntu. See here, Ubuntu, there is no free tier. Okay, so like this. Some servers they will not give free tier eligible. So if you select that, okay, it would be pricing. Okay, so I'm selecting this servers. This Amazon Linux server, which is free tier eligible. Okay, select. Fine. So and the configuration also we need to check. This is configuration. Okay. So along with that free tier eligible, so we are getting the server with one virtual CPU, one vCPU means one virtual CPU, and memory 1 GB RAM. Okay. So only T2 micro we are getting. These are the server types. Okay, T2 nano, T2 micro, T2 small, T2 medium, T2 large. Okay, like this. These are the machine types, server types. So if you select any other machine like T2 medium or T2 large, you will get 2 virtual CPU, 8 GB RAM. Okay, so we are taking T2 micro. With that server, we are getting one CPU, virtual CPU, and 1 GB RAM. Okay, so I'm selecting this T2 micro. Okay, same server I'm selecting and configure instance details. Go to here. So this page is showing like whatever we are getting resources. So what are the features we have that it will show you. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one this. Okay, so instance number of instances. So by default it will select one instance. Okay, if you want to create 10 instances, you can give 10 here or 100, whatever you require. Okay, the number you need to provide here. Okay, so next one is launch into auto scaling group. Okay, auto scaling, this is one service. This is auto scaling is a one service. So we have in our course, we have in our content we have auto scaling. So when we discuss about auto scaling, we'll go deeper. Okay, so because if I start this, it will take 1 hour auto scaling. Okay, so each service will take 1 hour. That is why. So when we discuss about auto scaling, we'll discuss this. Okay, so now we'll try to understand how to create server instance, how to connect the instance. That's it. Okay, Fine. Some options will check later when we discuss about the service. Okay. So I'm removing 100. Just I'm keeping one only here. And second option is purchasing option. Second one is, okay, what is this? So when you put the check mark here, what will happen? So it is showing some pricing, basic pricing. What is this? Okay, so we'll try to understand. So some important features we can try to understand. So this VPC, okay, and IAM, these are the different services. When we discuss about these services, we'll go deeper. Okay, fine. So now purchasing option. I selected this. So till now, this feature is not useful in real time. Okay, so till now we are not using this feature. Why we are not using? Okay, so because here they are showing some current price availability zones. Okay, so because why we are not using this feature is like so in real time. So for example, this is data center. Okay, cloud data center. So in real time, till now we have used 20% of the resources. Okay, so we have used 20% of the resources in cloud data center. So 20% of the servers are utilizing right now. Okay, fine. So here, so this is the basic current price, $0.0035. Okay, once the utilization is 90% reaches, okay, in data center, once utilization is reach 90%, okay, so then the price will not be the basic price which they are showing. This is not available. Okay, this price will be changed because now we are in starting stage. In cloud resources, we are using in starting stage, maximum 20% only utilizing. So once 90% reaches, this price will not be available. This price will be changed. They will charge more. Okay, so because so in starting stage, that is why they are giving free offers. Okay, free tier eligible offers. Okay, so we can use storage, free servers. Okay, so many things they are giving free offers because they are in initial stage. So once reach the 90% means, for example, 1,000 servers are there in data center. So once complete 900 servers, then the price will be changed. This is all about Ola Uber concept. Okay, so like Ola Uber concept. So Ola Uber, this cabs, initially when they started, they gave some offers, right? So 50% off, free trips, like they gave some offers, right? Once they are established, they are charging more, right? So in peak time, double charges, triple charges. In peak time, they will charge double pricing, right? The same way, same concept here also, cloud vendor using. Okay, so currently there is no utilization. That is why they are giving free offers, free servers. So once utilization is high, then they will charge more. Okay, so this is purchasing option is yeah, pricing. Okay, so currently we are not using in real time, so we don't require this. Okay, so once the utilization is high, then we use this option. Okay, so they will provide pricing, they will show you pricing here. Based on that, we need to create servers. Okay, fine. Network, next one is network, VPC, virtual private cloud. So when we talk about VPC, we'll discuss this network, subnet, and auto and IP. So these things we'll discuss. Okay, and placement group also, capacity reservation. Up to here, so we'll discuss when we create VPC, when we talk about networking part. Okay, after 2 sessions we'll go networking part. Fine. So next IAM also we can discuss when we talk about IAM. IAM is completely user management. Okay, user security. Okay, this will take 1 hour session. Okay, so next service is shutdown behavior. Okay, so next option is shutdown behavior. So here when we create any server, any instance, by the time it will ask you, so stop or terminate. Okay, so by default we need to select this one. The default value is stop. So means what will happen? So when we create our server, okay, for example, if you select terminate, what will happen? Okay, so whenever you stop your server, means stop means shut down. Okay, so if you whenever you stop your server, if you select this terminate option, so server will be terminated. Okay, so even if you shut down, it will be terminated. So that is why always we need to keep stop only. Okay, so that is one. And stop here we need to select this one. And so stop behavior we'll discuss later. So enable termination protection. Okay, so what is this? Yeah, so if you enable this termination protection, what will happen? So what we are discussing, okay, so by single clicks we can create a number of servers, right, in cloud. So by single clicks we can delete a number of servers also. Okay, so that is why in real time this option is very useful. Okay, enable termination protection. So by single clicks we can terminate a number of servers. Okay, so accidentally, okay, if you select termination, okay, so if you terminate any server, by the time if you select this option, if you check this option, what it will do? So it will protect your servers. Okay, it will not terminate. It will give you pop-up. Okay, so are you sure you want to delete? Are you sure you want to terminate? Like that it will pop up. Okay, 3-4 times. It will give warning message. So then if you confirm 3-4 times, then it will be terminated. Okay, so unknowingly you cannot, you will not delete the servers. It will tell you, so you already selected, so enable termination protection. So are you sure you want to delete something? It will give some warnings. Okay, by the time, so if you are terminating unknowingly or accidentally, you will come to know. Okay, then you will stop terminating the server. Okay, fine. Next, monitoring. So monitoring tools in cloud, in Linux, what are the monitoring tools we have? So we have Nagios, right? In monitoring, in Linux, monitoring tools are Nagios. Okay, so here we have one tool called CloudWatch. Okay, so if you select this, so CloudWatch will be enabled. Okay, so it will monitor your servers instances. Okay, but this is not free of cost. This is additional charges apply. Okay, when you select monitoring, so CloudWatch, this is the additional charges. Okay, additional charges apply. Means when you configure CloudWatch, so additional charges are applied. Fine. And next one is tenancy. What is tenancy? So this is also very important option. Okay, so tenancy means, for example, this is our data center. Okay, so this is our data center. So if you select tenancy, what will happen? Okay, so this is a data center for all the servers. So all the servers hosted in same data center. If you enable tenancy, so they will provide you separate space for reserved space for your servers. Okay, this is when you select tenancy, this will be happened. So you will get reserved space in data center. You will get reserved space. Okay, fine. So normally the servers hosted here common area. So when you select tenancy, so you will get separate space for you. Okay, in real time, for example, so if you have any ODCs, ODC means, so for example, we have one project, okay, which is the DBS project, Singapore project. So DBS is bank, Singapore bank, okay, for which they opt this option, tenancy. Why they selected this option? So their banking servers, they want to have in their isolated space, separate space. They don't want to put into common area. They want to have their servers in separate space. That is why they selected tenancy. So in this tenancy space, no one will enter. Okay. So only authorized people can enter into this space. So we have DBS ODC. In that DBS ODC, no one can enter. Okay. So only authorized people can enter into that. So it will not allow. It will give some so restrictions. So when you swipe your swiping card, it will not accept. Okay. Only authorized people can enter into that. Fine. So but here, so if you select tenancy, this is double the charges. Okay, charges will be applied. Fine. So for example, municipal tap is there, water tap. Okay, so the tap is configured in street. Okay, everyone can use that. Okay, so common place. Okay, for everyone can use the tap. So that same tap, if you get into inside of your house, okay, instead of your chamber, so only it is restricted to you only. So only for you only, restricted to others. Others cannot use that water tap, right? The same way here also, tenancy means reserved space, reserved area. Okay, no one can configure servers here. So that is the thing. But this is not free of cost. This is chargeable. Okay, additional charges. Fine. Next. Select next. Storage part. Okay. So storage part. Yeah. So when we create any server, okay. So in that server, one drive will be created, right? So this is the drive /dev/xvda. Okay. So in that drive, our files will be operating system files will be saved. Okay. So along with this server, we are getting 8 GB of hard drive. Okay. So if you want to increase this drive, you can increase to 100 GB also. Okay. So or else, if you want to add one more drive, okay, so you can add new volume here. So this is C drive. If you want to add one more drive, you can add here. So this will take D drive. Okay. So you can increase space like 80 GB or something. Okay. Fine. So I'm removing this. This is not required. So by default, they are providing 8 GB. Okay. You can select like this. And the next one is volume type. Volume type means, so here if you check SSD drive, okay, magnetic drives, provision, IOPS, SSO, different drives. So by default, they are providing SSD, solid state drives. These are very high performance drives. These drives are, this hard drive is very high performance drives. Okay. So and IOPS, they are providing some IOPS. IOPS means input output per second. Okay, speed, your drive speed. So 100 by 3000. This is the speed. Okay, and one more important option here is delete on termination. Okay, so delete on termination means what it is. So for example, when you terminate your server, means when you are deleting your server, by the time if you put this check mark, what will happen? Along with the server, this storage also will be terminated. Okay, terminate means deleted. So if you uncheck this, what will happen? When you terminate your server, so this drive will be available. This storage drive will be available. So in this drive, if you have any data, you can reuse the data. Fine. That is why we use this option. Delete and termination. Okay. And encryption. Next one is encryption. So if you want to encrypt your data, you can encrypt using two formats. So okay, this default one, only one format they give by default. So normally it would be two formats. So using this, you can encrypt your data. Fine. So next, add tags. So this is for our understanding, tags. Okay. So you can put some name here. Second, go back here. 1 second. So launch instance, we selected this machine, right? Amazon Linux machine. Add stories. Yeah, we have done this. So by default, I'm selecting this. Okay, we don't need to uncheck this. In real time, we say we don't check this. In real time, we use this option like we uncheck this. Okay, so add tags. So add tag name. So here we need to give the server name. Okay, so I'm giving some web server. Web server one. I'm giving something. Okay, and next one is configure security group. What it is, we'll try to understand. Fine. So if you want to connect Linux server, so how can we connect? How we connect the server? Any idea? For example, if you want to connect Linux server, so how to connect this Linux server? Through SSH authentication, right? Through SSH authentication, we connect the Linux server. Okay. So by default, TCP port would be 22. Okay. If you open PuTTY, so there also it will show you by default port number 22. Right. So yeah. So what is this security group? Okay. So security group means like authentication. Okay. So when we are connecting our server, so we need to check some authentication method. Okay. So SSH port number would be 22 and source. Source means if you click here, so if you want to connect from anywhere, you need to select this one. The Linux server, if you want to connect from anywhere, you need to select anywhere. Okay. Otherwise, so you need to select custom area, like you need to give custom details. And if you select my IP, so it will show you some IP. From this IP only you can connect the Linux server. Okay, like this you need to set. Okay, so I am giving anywhere for now. Okay, so and so here one more thing, create new security group, existing group. If you click here, existing one already anything is there, it will show you. You need to select previous one. Okay, fine. So I'm creating new one. Anywhere I'm selecting and review and launch. Click on this. Okay, so you can review your configuration. Okay, so storage, what is the size you gave, you can review 8 GB, and instance details you can review. So these are the details. Okay, and then launch. Click on launch. Okay, and here it will show you something. So key pair, some key pair. Okay, key pair means for every server will have one key, one separate key. Okay, so that will show you here. So without key you cannot connect the server, this server. Okay, so every server will have some key. Using that key we can connect the instance. Okay, so here choose an existing key pair. So or else you can create new key pair. So existing key pair, these are the existing ones available. So and you can select new key pair here. Okay, so we'll create new key pair here. Okay, key pair name, so DevOps badge 7 a.m. I do one thing. DevOps batch 7 a.m. already there. Name 7 a.m. new. I'm giving like this. Okay. Key pair name. And I download this key pair. So I'll show you that key pair. I'll open and show you the key pair. How they say, how much security Cloud Vendor is providing. I'll show you. Download key pair. Okay, it is downloaded. Next, launch instance. Okay, our server is launching. Okay, this is the server which we created now. Server is being ready. Fine, server is ready. Yeah. So one more thing. So prior to this, prior to connect this server, one more thing I want to show you. So when we want to create any server, okay, so this is the region. Okay, this is my ID, login ID. Okay, this is the region. So regions, so where you want to create server, we need to select first. Okay, so we have created server in Ohio, US East region. Okay, so we created the server in Ohio, US East region. Okay, so if you want to create any server in Mumbai region, okay, APAC Asia region, you can select this. Okay, so I selected Mumbai region. In Mumbai region, there is no servers here. We haven't configured any servers here. There is no servers. Okay, so we created server in Ohio East region. So in this region, so these are the regions, different regions. So Asia Pacific, Europe, US regions. Okay, so different region, Middle East, Bahrain, South America, different regions. Okay, so wherever you want to create server, you need to select this. This is basically client deciding factors. We don't select this region. Client will decide. Okay, as per their requirement, they will decide, and as per their requirement, we need to create the instances in that particular region. Okay, so by default, we have created in Ohio, US East region. Okay, in this region, we have created server. Fine, this is our server. So next, so we have downloaded one key pair, right? I'll show you that key pair. So close this, go to downloads. Yeah, so this is our key pair. So open with Notepad. This is our key, which is provided by Cloud AWS vendor. This is the key. Okay, so this level of this much of security they are providing. This key, can anyone hack? Anyone hack this key? This is private key. Anyone hack? For every server, they will provide some key, different keys. So it is not possible to hack, right? So no one can hack this, right? This much of key, no one can hack. So this much of security, Cloud Vendor is providing. Fine. So we require this key. Okay. Next. So how to connect this server? So okay, our server is ready. Our instance is ready. So next we need to connect this server instance. How to connect? That we'll try to understand. So to connect server, okay, we need to open PuTTY. Through PuTTY we need to connect. But our key pair is our key pair is in PEM format, PEM format, .pem format. Okay. So Putty will not understand PEM format, .pem format. Okay. So Putty will understand PPK file. Okay. PPK means Putty private key. Putty will understand PPK format. Putty will not understand PEM format. Okay. So first we need to download Putty, right? In our server, in our laptop. First we need to download Putty. How to download Putty? I'll show you first. Okay. So then we'll connect this server. Okay. So go here. Putty download for Windows. Select this. So select first one. Download Putty, a free SSH for Telnet client for Windows. Click on this. Okay. So here you can click. It will download automatically. Okay. So it's very simple. So downloaded here from, and then you click here. It will download. Just click on next, next, next. That's it. Okay. Then it will show you like this. Once you open this Putty, it will show you like this. Okay. So it's very simple. You can download Putty and click on next, 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 next. Then it will install. When we open Putty, it will show you like this. Okay. Fine. So so we have PEM format file, right? We need to convert into PPK file here. So when you download Putty, along with that Putty, one more file will be downloaded, which is Putty keygen. Okay, so I'll show you Putty gen. Yeah, this is the file Putty gen. So along with Putty, this Putty gen will be downloaded. Using this Putty gen, we can convert this PEM file into PPK file. Okay, so to connect our server, we require this file, but Putty will not understand this PEM format. We need to convert into PPK format. PPK means Putty private key. We need to convert. So using Putty gen, we can convert into PPK. Putty gen. Yeah, this is the Putty gen. Open this. Yeah, it is open. Putty gen, Putty key generator. Okay. So next, what we need to do? So we need to convert this PEM file into PPK. So how to convert? So this is small process. You need to understand this. Okay. So this is only one-time activity. First time. So we need to convert. Next time onwards, we need to convert. The same key we can use for other servers also. I'll show you how to use that. Okay. So fine. So how to convert this? So click on load. Okay, load here. So you need to select that PEM file. So downloads. Select here all files. Okay. So here we have PEM file. Yeah, I think this is not this one. It is our key. DevOps. Yeah. This one. This is our key, right? DevOps batch 7 AM new. Okay, this is our key. Am I correct? So this is our key. DevOps batch 7 AM new .pem file. This is our key. So we can select this. Okay. So we have selected that and save private key. Click on save private key. Yes. So where you want to save that private key? So go to desktop. On desktop, I want to already I'm having this PPK files. Okay, along with this, I want to save this one also on desktop. Okay, so select desktop and save. So name also we need to give, right? DevOps batch. Same name we can give. 7 a.m. new. I'm giving like this. Okay. So on desktop, I can save it. Okay, it is saved. So close this. So if you go and check desktop, so you will get the, see here. This is our PPK file. So you will get some hat symbol here. Okay. So this is also PPK, this is also PPK, this is also PPK. So this is also PPK. So our PPK is this one. Okay. DevOps batch 7 a.m. new. Right. Using this PPK, we can connect the server. How to connect the server? So we'll try to understand. So open putty here. Okay. And we require IP, server IP. So open this console. So select this server. So this is public IP. Okay. So just copy this IP. Okay. And go to putty. So paste here IP address and click on SSH authentication. Okay. Browse. Then we need to select the PPK file. So this is our PPK. Okay. So DevOps batch 7 a.m. new. So select this. Open. Okay. So click on yes. So and we need to give our credentials. Okay. So we have selected Amazon Linux server, right? So with that server, default logins are default user is EC2-user. Default user is EC2-user. Using this user, we can log in the server. Enter. So here I'm able to log in. Okay. I just close this. I will explain once again how to connect the server. Okay. So I think you are in confusion. So I will explain one more time so that you will understand. Close this, cancel this. So open putty. So if you want to connect the server, open putty. Okay. And select this server and copy this IP. So you can copy like this, or else you just click here. It is copied. IP is copied. Okay. So go to putty here. You need to give IP address or host name. Okay. Host name or IP address. I'm giving IP address. Okay. Port number, by default it will take 22 port, and select, go to SSH, click on SSH. So click on authorization, auth. Okay. Select browse. So here it will show you PPK files. You need to select your PPK and open. That's it. Okay. So here we need to give default user EC2-user. So we are able to log in. So I will increase the font here, font size. So right click here, change settings, appearance, change bold 12, font size 12 I'm giving, apply. Okay. Now, so we are able to connect the server. Then what we need to do? So we can install whatever the softwares we require. We can install the softwares, and then we can hand over the server to developers. Okay, then they will start the development, right? That is the process. Now what I will do, so I will install some software here. So prior to install software, so for every Linux server we'll have internal repository that we need to update. Okay, so this is a Linux server. So yum, first we need to give sudo yum update. So we need to update internal repository first. Sudo yum update, click enter. So it will update internal repository. It is updating internal repository. Yeah, once it is completed, then we can install whatever we want. Okay. So here what I will install, yum install git. I want to install git here. Sudo we need to give first. Sudo yum install git. Okay, so yes, select yes. Done. So git is installed. If you want to check version of the git -version. See here 2.23.3. This is the version, git version. Okay. So then whatever we require, we can install, configure, and we can hand over the server to developers. Fine. Any questions here? Any doubts? Up to here. Any questions on IND? Fine. So hope you understand, right? Up to here. Fine. Just practice this, how to create instance. Okay. You will get this video today. So you practice this, and hope you created AWS account, right? So if you not created AWS account, you can create today itself, because so every day we'll discuss services, different services, right? So when we discuss here, by the time once you get the video, you can practice in your console. Okay, then only you will understand. Otherwise, you will forget. Okay, so if you not created AWS account, you can create today itself. Okay, so and you can check this how to create instance. Okay, so tomorrow we'll discuss about storage part. Okay, storage part we discuss tomorrow, and yes, some features we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, సో క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏం లేవండి, ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? మీరు ఫస్ట్ టైం మీకు అంటే జస్ట్ వీడియో గుర్తు అయితే మీకు మళ్ళీ అర్థం అవుతుంది. సో ఫస్ట్ సెషన్ కదా, కొంచెం కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉంటుంది. డోంట్ వరీ అబౌట్ ఇట్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్స్, డెఫినెట్లీ ఐ విల్ క్లియర్ టుమారో. ఓకే, సో వన్స్ అగైన్ జస్ట్ గో త్రూ దిస్ వీడియో సో దట్ యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ బెటర్. ఫైన్ అండి, సో వీ కెన్ స్టాప్ హియర్ ఫర్ టుడే. So tomorrow we'll work on storage part. Okay, and one more thing, so just reminder, so you can clear the fee 50% by today EOD, today end of the day. You hope you get the account details, right? Harsha sent that account details, right? So you can clear today. So we will create one WhatsApp group today. So from tomorrow, the videos and documents, if you have any documents, we'll share in the WhatsApp group. You can download from that group. Okay, so video also will provide the link in that group every day. So and when you are practicing, if you have any doubt, just take the small picture photo and you can post into group, so that I'll give you solution. If you stuck anywhere while practicing, okay, just take the photo snapshot and post into that group, so I will give you a solution if you're stuck anywhere. Fine. Yeah, so you can stop, we can stop here for today. So tomorrow we'll work on storage. Okay, fine. Thank you all.
Thank you.